Hi Shubham, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good, I'm good. So Shubham, we at Tezos India, what we are doing after the Tezos India Fellowship is now we are trying to get in touch with all the fellows who had built, some amazing projects during the course of the fellowship, and we are trying to, know more about, what they are doing right now. Are they still in Tezos? Are they still building on top of Tezos? Or if not, where are they now? And some benefits that fellowship brought them, and just some basic interaction about what they got out of
Mhm.
it, and their experience about fellowship in general, right? So that's how we're gonna start. So Shubham, please just go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit, of your background, what you do, and your journey in blockchain, or just in general, anything. Please go ahead.
Yes. So I'm Shubham, uh, engineering undergrad from Pune. I've been into the crypto space from the last 2 years. And in the last summer, I was fortunate enough to be a part of Tezos India Fellowship, where I built a project called CricTez, which we'll be discussing further. So I just love building stuff. I keep participating in hackathons, and that's how I got into the Tezos Fellowship. So,
All right. Yeah, that's a great thing that we have seen a trend in India specifically, that a lot of student developers are very excited and keen to participate in hackathons. All right. So, uh, what do you can you tell us a little bit about your hackathon experience? Why do you find hackathons so lucrative, and mainly as you said, you keep participating in hackathons. What do you get out of it mostly? Because we from Theos India, we have also been sponsoring, or we are also going to be supporting a lot of student-run mini hackathons where there's just going to be a track, and they can build something on top of Theos, and they can get some uh, quick prize money to build something cool using Theos. But yeah, please tell me your experience.
So I find hackathons a great way of learning new things very quickly because we have hackathons, we have a time limit of 24-36 hours. So we are under a lot of pressure to learn new things and build stuff right there within that time frame. So that is the reason I love hackathons for the most, because we build something in a time frame that wouldn't have been possible without the hackathon. Without the hackathons, I keep participating in hackathons in crypto and outside the crypto space. So yeah, and I have I have built products that have been the hackathon winning, that have won some prizes in hackathons.
Yeah, that's good. That's great to know, Shubham. Tell me a little bit about your experience in Web3, or blockchain development space before joining Theos India Fellowship.
So before joining in Tezos India Fellowships, I was very actively building products in the Web3 ecosystem. I was building it on the Ethereum blockchain before I was introduced to the Tezos ecosystem. So I built a few projects which were like basic supply chain management systems and document signing systems. There were also very pretty interesting project which I built on Tezos before getting into the fellowship. So the basic idea for the project was build something like a decentralized Airbnb. But I had very little time to pull off that thing. So I built a very diluted version of that thing on Tezos, where you can sort of rent out your properties using the Tezos blockchain on the smart contract thing. So,
Very good. That's very cool, Shubham. Maybe you can, if you want, you can also drop some links. So let's say people who participate in the hackathons, if they want to keep building on top of it, or if they just want to get some idea that what is possible on Tezos, right? But very cool. So now you talked about that you have built stuff on Ethereum before. Tell me a little bit more about some differences from a developer point of view that you felt in Ethereum and Tezos. What did you find better, or let's say, was when you were trying to build stuff on top of Tezos?
yeah, what I think in general is Tezos is built on the foundation of what went wrong with Ethereum. Tezos is a self-amending ledger, so it operates by itself in a very decentralized manner. Plus, we all know about the transaction gas and the gas fees, that the whole thing that is going around with the Ethereum chain right now. Talking about the developer's perspective, I personally felt that Tezos is like a very good start. If like someone is uh, transitioning from full stack to a blockchain developer, he should definitely try out Tezos first. Because the thing I like about Tezos from a developer's perspective is, one thing is community. The community of Tezos, it's awesome. I can't compare it with any other blockchain community in the same space. The community support is very good. They have all the channels, and all the technologies have their own Telegram channels, and they are very, very active and very, very supportive on all of them. And one more thing about Tezos, for building on Tezos, I mean, for building on blockchain in general, we have to write smart contracts. And I think Tezos makes it simplest. Tezos makes it simpler, even simpler to write smart contracts, because it allows us to write smart contracts on SmartPy in Python language. And I think everyone knows Python. So it's very easy for someone who is getting into blockchain to try out Tezos and transition to a blockchain developer.
That's very great, Shubham. I think I also resonate with your points, and even as we have talked with other fellows, the one thing is common, that the community support and the turnaround time. It's everybody, someone is always available 24/7, 365 days to maybe resolve your queries, or help you in any way possible. That's very great. This is interesting that you said, if somebody wants to transform into a blockchain developer from a full stack developer, this is the way to go. This is a
Yeah,
very nice way to look at it. Uh, and I hope all the other fellows are listening. Very good. So Shubham, now that you have told me about your experience in Tezos, and how Tezos is different and is better than a lot of different other chains, community and all. So tell me, how was it for you to learn Tezos? Because you were building stuff on Ethereum, so there must be a learning curve. So maybe tell me a little bit about that. How did you overcome that learning curve, or was it easy, or was it hard for you? Just in a brief way.
yeah. So before I get into Tezos and how was the learning curve, I just want to shift the focus on how was it when I started learning Ethereum. So I'll be really honest, it was very tough to sort of dive deep into Ethereum. There are very less resources about Ethereum, and you have to learn a hell lot of things. You have to learn Solidity, and you have to learn Truffle, you have to learn how wallet works, and there's a lot stuff to grasp in before you can start building on Ethereum. But when I was transitioning to building on Tezos, it was like a pretty smooth experience. Of course, I was fortunate enough to be guided by all the mentors of the Tezos India Foundation. So it was a pretty smooth way. I mean, if you wanted to get started with Tezos, there's a very good GitHub repo which is Bundle React by Tezsure. You can just poke it and start building right away. You know Python, you know blockchain, and it's really easy. So it was not really tough for me to transitioning into Tezos.
That's great. That's great to hear, Shubham. So my next question for you is, tell me a little bit about your experience in Theos India Fellowship. How overall, in general, anything that you want to talk about.
Yeah, Tezos India Fellowship has been rewarding in like every aspect of my life. I have learned so much from the fellowship. I got a chance to work with people who have ample of knowledge about blockchain and how the whole ecosystem works. I got a chance to interact with all of them. I got a chance to interact with the vibrant Tezos community spread across the globe. And fellowship also allowed me to build a project and sort of build a project in my own way. So there was no one who told me what I have to do. It was everything was under my control. So I was the one who was like I was given the charge to build a project from scratch, ideate the project from scratch, and then launch it on the testnet. So I think that was a pretty good experience in terms of personal development, and I also got a chance to present and pitch my project to various Tezos communities spread across the globe. So I think that was an really awesome.
That's amazing, Shubham. So you build that project. You build a project in India Fellowship. Do you want to tell a little bit about your project, and maybe um, what are you currently involved in? Are you still involved in this ecosystem, or what how things look to you
So I'm
now?
definitely very, very actively working in the Tezos ecosystem. Coming on to the project which I built during fellowship, the project I built was called CricTez. So I got into the blockchain ecosystem on the first place because of CryptoKitties and that NFT boom that happened back in 2017. So the idea of NFTs always fascinated me, and in some way I always thought of combining the NFT world with some Indian thing. So I combined NFTs with cricket, and cricket, like what's better than cricket if you want to grab the attention of Indians? So yeah, that is what was the core idea, what I had in mind to in some way combine cricket with non-fungible tokens. And then I sort of look back. When I was a kid, we all used to play with that cricket cards. We used to play with them, used to trade them. So I thought, why not make a digital version of that cards? Every card will be NFT. So this is basically CricTez, digital cricket collectibles, which you can buy, trade, and play with. And you can also sort of lock in them for a fantasy match and win rewards. So yeah, this was the basic gist of the idea which I have been working on now for the past 6 months. I would really like to share my screen and show you guys what I've built.
Sure, sure. Please go ahead. That would be very cool.
So yeah, this is the landing page that we are working on right now. These are the collectibles which you can sort of own and buy and trade and play with. So, and our tagline goes collectibles worth your sports knowledge. These are not just normal NFT collectibles which you can just own and keep it. You can also play with them, and how you play with them decides the worth of your collectible. That is why our tagline this justifies our taglines collectibles worth your sports knowledge. So yeah, this is our landing page. We have different tiers of collectibles. You can compete and sort of play and build with your teams. To get started, you just have to connect your Thanos wallet and you are already into the platform. We are very actively working on improving the platform experience for users. And that's right here. You see all the cards. You can click on them, buy them, sell them, trade them on an inbuilt marketplace. And you can also play with them. This is what I built during the fellowship. And I've been very actively working on this project, and we'll be launching the project very soon.
That's amazing, Shubham. That's very great to hear actually that some projects which came out of fellowship are still going on, and they're going to be launched on mainnet very soon. And that's what we like to help you guys with, to get you guys started with just an idea, and take you to the finish line where you are launching your own project on the mainnet, and we are helping you, getting all the support that you can, be it developer support, or be it any sort of financial support, or any way we can help you out. Is a big Theos ecosystem out there, uh, which will help you in any way that they can. So that's very cool. Very nice to see the demo, Shubham, and it looks very sleek, I must say.
Thank you so
Coming on to
much.
the next question, just feel free to share some tips for people who want to build on top of Tezos, who wants to maybe participate in hackathon, or who might be willing to join next cohort of Tezos India Fellowship, which we may announce very soon.
So I'll start what mistakes I did when I was sort of transitioning to Tezos. So first thing, I see a lot of people directly jump onto learning on blockchain and enter the crypto space without having knowledge about full stack development or the Web 2 sides of things. In my opinion, you can't solve a problem if you don't know the problem in the first place. So my first suggestion to all the young fellows who will be building on Tezos in the future, my first suggestion would be first to have sort of a minimal experience of developing a full stack application, and then sort of move into the Tezos ecosystem. And I'm sure Tezos, the community is great, and they'll not face any more issues while transitioning. So yeah, this is what I think. And the other thing I'd like to highlight in this point, highlight for the fellows, whether you participate in hackathons and fellowships, design is the most underrated aspect of a project. This is what I've seen. This is what I've seen people do in hackathons. So I think design should be a focus. Design should be a major focus while you are building a project that has to be presented in front of 1,000 people. So never underestimate design. Work on the design. I've seen projects that have a fantastic backend that can scale to thousands of users, but they don't have good looking UI. I think if you are getting into hackathons, you should definitely look into design. And I mean, that is what everyone's doing with right now. We have seen the same thing with DevFolio. Like the design of DevFolio is like just awesome.
Yeah, yeah, we agree. I agree. I mean, design is something that a lot of people underestimate, but it should be an area where focus must be diverted. Very cool, Shubham. So coming on to our last question, do you want to share any great hack ideas, or let's say you are already building this project, but if you had a bunch of free time, a lot of free time, what are some ideas that you want to build on in your free time, or maybe you can just drop some ideas to your fellows.
Yeah, definitely. As I said previously, I am very fascinated by the idea of NFTs. I'd really love if someone builds something on top of NFTs and adding on that Indian thing onto that NFTs, not just cricket, but like other stuff. Maybe built out a meme market everywhere. Every meme is an NFT. That will be a really cool project to see upon.
That's great.
And
That's
yeah,
great.
there are like multiple ideas which are going on in my head right now. Yeah, I think there are people who already have great ideas. They just need a good platform like Tezos India Fellowship to sort of build and launch their product.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Meanwhile, if you have any good ideas, please feel free to drop them to us, and we will make sure people who are interested in building on top of Tezos can have those ideas. And anyone who is watching this, if you have any question, if you have any doubts regarding how to get enrolled into Theos India Fellowship, or how to get started with Theos in the first place, feel free to directly reach out to us, or maybe Shubham, if you feel more comfortable reaching out to Shubham as a young developer, how he started his journey. I'm sure you'll get some great insights about how to get started. Thanks a lot for your time, Shubham. It was
Thank you
really
so much, Om, for
really a great
inviting me.
interview, and we got some really great insights about Tezos, about your project, about Tezos India Fellowship from you. And we wish you all the best for your project. We are really looking forward to see it in mainnet and trying it out ourselves, right? And wish you all the best.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
thanks
thank you so much.
for joining us. Bye bye.